everybody. Welcome to week 2 of our video blog this month here at Structure M. We have the lovely Danielle joining us. Hi, Danielle.
Hey.
We are so excited that you took time with us this month. And this month's topic is all about brand awareness and brand awareness strategy. So if it's okay with you, Danielle, can we just go ahead and jump into the questions for this week?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Let's do it. Okay, awesome. So my first question is, how does a company really truly build a brand awareness strategy? And follow up to that, are there long-term and short-term goals that we should be aware of?
Yeah, so there's things that you can do internally as a company just to get your entire business on the same page of this is who we are, this is what we're doing, and letting that show through to potential customers, to existing customers, to previous customers. You kind of let them know who you are. And so something that I love, and this is just about Starbucks, everybody I think knows Starbucks. I don't think that you would talk to somebody and they're like, Starbucks, where is that? What do they do? So you hear Starbucks, you think coffee. And so something that I thought was super inspiring or just really fascinating is that their whole mission statement, they don't mention coffee once. So what they're doing goes beyond what they sell into a feeling, into an environment, into an experience that they want to take their customers through to build, like that's their strategy. It's not we're trying to sell coffee, it is we're trying to reach people, we're trying to connect with people. And so their mission statement is to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, in one neighborhood at a time, which is beautiful. And I think that we can see that they do that where, you know, there's always crazy stories that people have, but I think at the end of the day, seeing what Starbucks stands for is they're super inclusive. They're very welcoming. They're very nurturing. You go there and you feel cozy. And so I think that that is something that you can take through to your company where if you have a business, what feelings do we want people to make them feel? Like, how do we want to come across? And a lot of, it depends on what your industry is, but it could be you're more concerned with knowledge, where you want to be seen as knowledgeable about the topic, about your service, even more so than what you're trying to sell, because naturally, if you're knowledgeable, you're trustworthy, and then people would come to you for your service. So it's almost thinking, what are we putting out? And you want it to be bigger than just what you're selling. So that way people trust you.
Well, it sounds like what you're saying is like a brand awareness strategy. Really, the whole idea of branding strategy and brand awareness, it really starts internally within a company with your core values and who you really are, and then conveying that to the world, so to speak, to all of your audience.
Yeah, and there's different ways that you can do that too. I think even just as far as something as simple as reviews. So I've talked to business owners all the time, and some of them, they're like, we got a bad review. What do we do? They freak out and they want to just ignore it. Or how can we get this instantly deleted? And there's definitely steps that you want to take to make sure that somebody's not blasting you. You know, like there's steps to take before. But I think the biggest thing that you could do in moments like that is, how can we take this moment and build trust? How can we own our mistakes? How can we work towards making this better? How can we show other people that we value people? We value our customers, whether it's a valid concern or complaint that they have or not. And so I think that something as simple as that is a really tangible way that you wouldn't even think is brand awareness, but it's building that trust and authority in your business.
Do you think that partnering with other brands that are complementary to yours could help with your brand awareness strategy?
Oh, yeah. You are reading my mind. So, yes. So if you have, your brand, especially if you're a newer company, this is huge. Where if you could team up with somebody who isn't a competitor, I'm not suggesting that at all, unless you have that relationship with other business owners, which that's great. But if you could partner with even another company that is similar or that would make sense. So you guys both have your target. So thinking of it with two companies, you both have your target audiences. If they align or are similar, there is a great opportunity for partnership where you could do things with them, like have a booth at the fair if they're local, doing a radio ad, like you could even join your marketing efforts, bringing both of those platforms. Maybe they might have a blog or they might have a podcast. Is there something that you could join on? And then is there somewhere that they could come and offer their expertise for your customers or your audience? And I think that overall, that would bring that target audience. So I'm thinking, for example, I know that IKEA and Lego, they recently did a partnership where they're not really related, they're not competition, but it makes sense because a lot of homeowners who have kids who might want to play with Legos are also then building their own furniture, and so like Legos because it's IKEA. So I think that there's definitely opportunity to partner with people.
IKEA is definitely the adult version of Legos, for sure.
It really is. They knew what they were doing when they got it. Yeah.
That's a really creative way to do brand awareness for them, but I love it. Well, let me ask you this. When it comes to digital marketing, is there anything that we can do strategy-wise to increase brand awareness?
Yes. So there really is. So you can come at it from either paid or unpaid. So it could be like PPC, which I think of as like really paid advertising where you're pushing your ads, and you can push them towards brand awareness. So two ways that I know we personally do it are display ads and social media ads. And so the reason why those are different than another ad or another type of ad is that they are geared towards people who might not really be looking for your service, but are your target audience. And so there's a way where you can go in and find your target audience, kind of develop out, what are their ages, what are their most occupations, like what would they be interested in? And then you can display your ads on other websites that they might be visiting. And then that's a way where they can become familiar with your brand before they actually are looking for your services, which then would make them more likely to want to work with you if they've seen you before and you're not just somebody new. So right. I think that is, and they're also a lot cheaper than lead generating ads as well. So a lot of times they work really well together. You want that brand awareness as well as the lead generating, but they're both super important just for different reasons.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like long-term plays as far as brand awareness strategy is, like you said at the beginning, like that internal, having your core values, your focus, and really translating that not only to your, like if it starts with your employees, then it goes out to those that your employees are touching, right? And then a short-term strategies would be more along the lines of these strategic partnerships, with different ones, maybe an influencer that has a lot of pull in that space. Let's say it's a health and wellness space, like getting someone that's in the health and wellness industry that's well known, pushing that product, things like that. And then things like you said about the PPC or like the digital ads, like being very smart with how you're pushing them, like on a Facebook page, or like you said, the different things that you can do. So I would say, did I sum it up okay? Like as far as like what strategy? Like long and short. Did I get it?
Yeah, you really did. And then also I just kept it to the paid side of the ads, but there's also a side for going back to the digital marketing about just content. And so one way that you build that brand awareness, which I think I had mentioned previously, was that authority, that knowledge that somebody's going to you as an expert. And so one way that I know that, again, that we do it especially is putting out content, whether it be a blog or a featured project or something that shows your capability, shows your knowledge of that area, whether it be your service or just your actual location. that really helps build that authority as well, just because people, if they're looking for issues, you want them to find you be the person with the answers.
Right. And authority, like you said earlier, builds trust, because people aren't going to want to use you if they don't think you know what you're talking about. Right?
It's very true. I wouldn't want to hire somebody if I didn't trust that they knew what they were talking about.
I know. I agree. Well, thank you so much, Danielle, for answering my questions this week. Make sure, everybody, that you join us next week, because we're going to answer some more questions about brand awareness and strategy that you do not want to miss. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, bye.